Hello, my name is William James and welcome to this episode of The Bald Book Geek. How are all of you? Before we get going, all of my links are in the doobly-doo, and to my lovely internet Swedish stalker, hi. What can I say about this video? Ebook prices. I've talked about this in older videos, but I want to do something a little bit different and look at it through the eyes of 2020. Because inflation, taxes, and everything's changed. So, ebooks. I'm a great lover of ebooks. I love the fact that you can get thousands of books on a basic Kindle, and I do wish people would not confuse Kindles with tablets, because a Kindle is like reading paper. Or Kobo, you know, the Paperwhite, for example, or the basic one. They're literally like reading paper. There's no shiny screen, nothing glossy, and no apps in the background. They're great, and you can have hundreds, if not thousands of books with you at any one time, and you don't have to buy them through the provider's site. You can actually buy them on third-party sites, which are completely legal, Feed Books being one of my personal favourites. So, ebook costing. I don't know if I'm the only one that feels this way, but I do believe that a ebook, a digital file, should never cost the same or more as a paperback or a hardback. For the simple reason there's no production involved. It's literally a digital file. It's the same digital file they print onto the page. And this is where the problem lies. When I see books that I really want to read, and I would like to get them digitally because of travel, but the e-copy is £15, but the hardback is £12. And I know we can't all have daddy's money and wall-to-wall IKEA bookshelves with countless books on that we don't read and some fairy lights. But in all fairness, there is something wrong here, and partly it's the monopolies thing. There isn't many ebook makers. E-readers, by nature, are literally available. The most common form are Kindle and Kobo. People do use iBooks, but iPads are not e-readers. They're a backlit, glossy screen. They're a computer screen. They're not e-ink. They're a fundamentally different thing. And that's the problem. I always hope that one day a third-party company will come in and make like a cheap e-reader, where you can pretty much just use any EPUB you want on it. You know, because, again, it's a monopolies thing, and I do feel like we need more space and more creativeness and more thinking outside the book, excuse the pun, when it comes to e-readers. I love my Kindle, but I do use things like BookBub. I do use sales and deals. I rarely buy full price. I won't buy new fiction on my Kindle. For the simple reason, I'm not paying double X amount more for the cost of a digital file that shouldn't cost more than a physical copy. They really shouldn't. And I mean, even like CDs and digital music, most digital music in the UK slightly, if not a few pounds cheaper than the CD. I mean, part of the reason, now this comes from Google, and I thought it was quite interesting, book publishers are paying higher royalties on ebooks because of self-publishing. They're as much higher than the average of 7.5 to 10% for a print book. This is a large factor into why ebooks are so expensive. Publishers treat ebooks like print books with 10% lower production costs, which is true. And that's, as far as I can tell, it's true anyway, and that's the problem as well. I think a lot of publishers are kind of scared of ebooks. They're scared that they're going to take their precious sales of hardbacks and paperbacks away. But the actuality is that ebooks are a godsend for a lot of people. I mean, to be honest, I don't have a library, and most realistic people don't have huge amounts of space just to have wall-to-wall bookshelves. We don't have that. It's just not real life. If you're living in a small flat in London, or a small apartment, I don't know, in Brooklyn, you're lucky if you can get like 5 books on a nightstand in there. You know, you have that discrepancy, and that's a problem. Ebooks should never cost more, to me, to many people, than the physical book, and I do find myself buying the physical book, but that also goes into consumerism. I mean, I buy, most of my reading is secondhand, pre-owned, library. My e-library is amazing. I love having access to a digital library. And I do love having access to thousands of books on the go. What I find interesting is that the amount of people that will buy books, I mean countless books, you see it all the time, people will buy, especially in the book community online, you see it, and I get it, spend your money on what you want, but if you're spending hundreds of dollars a month on books and then unhauling them after a few months, and then buying them again, and then unhauling them again, or saying, oh, I'm getting rid of this to get some space, but I'll probably buy it again, that's not healthy. Use your libraries, use your e-libraries, use things that save you space. And I do get the appeal of beautiful big bookshelves, but for most real people, that is not an option. It's just not. And I think the industry being kind of limited onto free platforms, free predominant ebook, e-readers, I'll put it that way. Kindle, Kobo, iPad. The Kindle is, and the Kobos, the basics are just like paper. An iPad is a tablet. And it's an app, and you can get Kindle app and the Kobo app and all of this, and there's a lot of that, but they're all very interlinked. There's no competitors. There's no one out there bringing the price down. And I mean, in the UK, tax, you don't pay tax on physical books, but you do pay tax on ebooks, digital files. But ergo, here's the problem. Why would I pay £15 for a digital book versus £10 for a physical book? Or even cheaper, because I am a salesperson, I like my charity shops, I like libraries, I like things like that, because you don't need to keep every book that you read. I also find the Kindle has opened doors for me as a reviewer, because you can access books like that. You know, publishers are more... I would actually prefer publishers to send me EARCs rather than physical, because space. I have a box dedicated to books that I cannot sell or give away to charity shops or sales, because they can't be resold because they're ARCs. That is a problem. And again, ergo's the problem. I'd rather have it digitally. And I know there's a lot of prestige and a lot of, a lot of gatekeeping when it comes to that, and a lot of, I feel so special because this special relationship with this publisher, and they're sending me all these books that I'll never read, but here they are. I mean, a lot of that happens, and I think publishers need a kick in the bum. I think publishers need to be told, well, you're actually alienating a large percentage of your market. I mean, e-readers are very good if you have eyesight issues as well. You can make the text bigger, you can make it smaller, you can rotate it, you can take notes, you can highlight things, it's great. And I really think more publishers need to be more ebook friendly and realise that, people don't have X amount of money and don't want to spend X amount of money on a digital file. And that's another thing. Like I said, it's a digital file. There is no reason a digital file should cost more than a physical item, given the low percentage that this costs to make, and actually given how much royalties and so on that actual writers, your average writers make. I'm not talking Stephen King. Your actual average writer will make is pence. Writers don't earn much from their writing. Most writers have day jobs. Not many people realise that. And I think there is a gap here, and I think it's kind of like the music industry. Instead of bracing Napster and things like that and going down the ads route or the sponsorship route or legal route, they tried to silence it and push physical media because they were scared to lose control. Maybe it's time publishing houses move with the times and realised that we live in the 21st century. We don't have big libraries, we don't have unlimited space, and cost, production and so on, At the end of the day, it's unjustifiable. Even hardbacks, you know, these beautiful big tomes, they're not real hardbacks. They're not bound onto fabric. They're just bound like a paperback in a hard shell. And I've talked about that in another video. So, love me or hate me, ebook prices need to come down. And that's coming from someone who is very pro-ebook. So, like I said at the start, tell me what you think in the comments below, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.